Hello and welcome to the myminimaths.co.uk video tutorials. And today we're going to be identifying regular and irregular shapes. Okay, before we start, there are just two things that you need to know about identifying regular and irregular shapes. It's just looking at the angles of the shape and looking at the length of the sides. So I always say to children in the class, imagine we're having a party and only regular shapes are allowed into the party, and there's two things on the checklist that we need to make sure that they have. So first of all, let's make this a bit smaller. So the first thing, all of the angles need to be the same size, and all the sides need to be the same length. Okay, so quite simply, you just check these two properties, these two facts, and if they both tick, if they're both ticked off, then the shape is regular and they can come into the party. So let's have a little look at the questions over on the left hand side. Okay, so first of all, on to question 1, which is the isosceles triangle. So isosceles means that we have two sides that are of the same length. So immediately that gives us a clue. So if I draw an isosceles triangle, okay, and we know that these two sides are the same length. Don't worry too much about these symbols at the moment. You'll look at those in a couple of years, but it just means the two sides are the same length. And we can have a look at our two questions up at the top, and we can ask, so are all the angles the same size? So you can, if it's sometimes it's really clear. Well, these two are the same, but quite clearly this one's a lot smaller than the two at the bottom. But you can also use a protractor to actually measure them just to make sure and to check. But clearly they are not all the same. Okay, and then if we look at the length of the sides, are all the sides the same length? Well, clearly they're not, because it's isosceles. Only two are the same. So this is an irregular shape. And next we're moving on to the second shape, which is a square, which we're all very familiar with. And we know that that's a 3 by 3 square. So we know the length here is 3. The length here is 3. So all of the sides are equal. So we can tick this one. And then if we look at the angles, we know that they are all 90-degree right angles. So they're all the same. So therefore, this shape is regular. And it's allowed into our regular shape party. And finally, we're going to look at a kite. So if I take a kite where these two, my first two sides are going to be quite short, and then I'm going to bring it all the way down to the bottom, so I can see that these two sides are the same, but this next two pairs of sides are different, they're longer. So straight away we can see that the length of the sides are not the same. So straight away this has to be an irregular shape. And also we can also check the angles too, and quite clearly this one is smaller than the other three, so that fails on that one as well. So this is an irregular shape. So just remember, it just comes down to two things. Just check the length of the sides, check the size of the angles. If all the angles are the same and all the sides are the same length, then it's irregular. And if it just falls down on just one of those things, then it's irregular. Thank you very much for listening today, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. And don't forget to subscribe to the My Mini Maths YouTube channel. Take care.